Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. And in this video we are gonna talk about something called VelocityX. Okay, this is the package which I have created for you guys, and recently I introduced version 0.5.0, and I'm gonna talk about all the features which I have introduced in this particular version. And even if you have never used VelocityX, then also this video is really useful for you, because I'm gonna talk about everything from scratch. And even if you want more videos on this, then also let me know. There are a couple of videos or even more than that already created, but I'm gonna create more videos starting from scratch. So we will talk about all these new additions which has been done, and trust me, this video will definitely help you with so many things if you are a Flutter developer. So let's start. So 0.5.0, if we go to our sample demo application, then you can see in the pubspec.yaml, VelocityX version is 0.5.0, which is exactly you have to do. So now let's go to this demo page.dart, and here you can see we have a VStack and also scroll vertical, which is single child scroll view, nothing else. So you have scroll vertical, scroll horizontal, and all sort of things. Now the first feature which I want to talk about here, I have this Chrome browser. It's running in the Chrome browser, but if you want, you can use Android emulator, iOS simulator, or even on Windows you can run it as of now, or even on Mac OS. So yeah, but you have to be on dev channel or master channel. That's what you can use. Now going back, the first thing which has been introduced is num currency and num currency with locale, and I'll show you how it can be really useful. So let's say you have a number over here. So let's take a number, let's say 1,32,645. So this is the number, and dot, let's say 90.96, and now you have to convert it as a currency. So you can use dot num currency now with VelocityX, and let's say dot text, dot excel4, dot bold, and dot make. So what it will do, it will make it excel4 size, then bold as well, and make as well. And now if you will see here on this sample, then you can see this number is not exactly, let me give a little bit space here. So now you can see the number here is actually converted as a currency, right? So you can see 132,645 and all those things, right? Similarly, if you add, let's say, two more numbers over here, then you can see there are two commas and all those things, right? So yeah, that's the power of VelocityX. And if I add more numbers even after the decimal, then it won't bother, but it will directly convert it to as a currency. So that's the advantage which you can get with VelocityX. And there is one more thing which you can do. There is something called num currency with locale. Okay, so locale is basically if you want to use the local currency along with this number, then you can use. So by default it is English and US, so you can see it will add USD in front of it. And for example, let's say I change it to Hindi and IN, which will actually mean INR, okay, Indian National Rupee. So this can be really useful for many people who are making an app where they are dealing with currencies. So that's a welcome change with VelocityX which you can do. So now moving ahead to the second change is that you can now have circular image view as an extension method. So let's say this is the image, and if I copy this is just a string, right? So let's say we have an image over here where I can just say final image, and let me paste this URL over here. So okay, there are two URLs which I don't want. And now if you see, our app is here, and now what I want to do here with this particular app is that I want to show this image. So what I can do, I can directly use this image dot circular network image, and that's it. That's what you have to do, and you can see the image over here. That's just one line of code, not even one line, nothing you are doing. And there are many other things which you can do, like background color, foreground color, radius if you want to specify. So let's say if we give radius of 100, then you can see that's all you have to do. So similarly, you can have circular asset image, asset shadow. So I'm not using any asset, but if you have any asset in your application, let's say if we have asset, so yeah, we have modern home here. So let's try adding that as well. So you can say, let's say assets let's see if that it should work. Home.jpg. So this is how you specify asset, and you can have circular asset image, and yeah, it works. So you can see we have that, and let's give it a radius of 120, something like that, and we have the modern home here as well. So yeah, that's something which you can do easily with VelocityX now, because circular image is something which we use regularly a lot. So yeah, that can be really useful. Now moving ahead to our next thing is that orientation prop has been added to context extension, which means that if you want to check the orientation, okay, 1 second, let me go back to my browser here. So if you want to use the context, then you can have something called context.c. you can have orientation, which will give you the orientation. And let's say if we try to convert it to string and .text.make, then what it gives us, so it will give us orientation.portrait, as you can see. So Excel is fine. Okay, so yeah, I think you can see it. And similarly, if you want to add height in between them, right, I'm just showing few features of VelocityX. So you can do something like 20 dot height box, and it's that simple. And even if you want to use it as a widget, let's say if you want to have the power of const, then you can directly have something called height box, and you can just give it height like this. And this is more or less the same thing, but if you're using extension methods, then obviously there is height thing which you have to make sure, the const thing which you have to sacrifice, otherwise you can directly use it as a widget. Then let's add some padding as well. So p16, it will give 16 padding from all sides. So yeah guys, this is something which you can do. Next is random color and all those things which has been added to VelocityX. So if you are someone who want to generate some random colors using VelocityX, it's very simple. Let's say this orientation.portrait is what we have. We can also add a box outside it. So let's add a box. So we have a box now, and let's try to give it some color to this box. So if we see dot color is the property we have, and now we can use something called vx dot random color, okay, and it will add a random color to this box. So as you can see, we have a random color over here with this box. Let's add some padding to this box, padding of 12, and now this time it has a new random color. So it has a different kind of random color. One is random primary color, which takes color from the material primary colors. So every time you will see there is a new primary color. You can see purple, orange, then this looks like teal, then again purple, yellow, blue, and again brown. So yeah, this is something which you can do. There is one more which is random opaque color. So yeah, these are based on different use cases which you might have. Let's say if you want to have some darkish color, then you can use random opaque color. Otherwise you can use random color, and you will get some lightish color initially. Yes. So yeah, I mean there can be random color, exactly random color. So yeah, so this is something, if you want, you can use vx.random color directly now with anything. Like I am using a box, but you can use anything, that's totally fine. Next thing is that there has been a new widget which is added, VX pop-up menu. But before that, I want to show you this TimeAgo thing. Okay, this is really cool, because TimeAgo is something which we, if you are using date time in your application, then this can be really useful. And if you are having some extension separately for this, then now you can use it directly with VelocityX. So you don't have to add any other new extension for it. So let's do 20.height box again. And let's come below here. So let's say if we take the date time widget, okay, date time dot now, which is exactly the current time. Okay, so date time dot now, and now here after dot you can see something called TimeAgo. Okay, and let's make it text dot excel5 and dot, let's say red 500 dot make. Okay, so now you can see here a moment ago it is showing. Okay, so because it's a date time dot now, And TimeAgo also have some more properties which you can use if you want to say state the clock, if you want to enable from now or not. So let's say if I make it false, then you will see that it doesn't matter in this case because we are using datetime.now. But let's say if it changes anything, no, it won't change because technically now is always will be now. So let me do, so if you want to use short form, then also it will have just now, and if you want to just avoid short form, then it will show something like this. So what I'll do now, rather than dot now, I can subtract some time from it. Okay, so let's go somewhere around where I should go. Let's say 10 minutes ago. Okay, so duration dot minutes, and if we go 10 minutes ago, then let's see what happens. So you can see it showing 10 minutes ago. If we go to days, then it is saying 10 days ago. And let's say if we go to seconds, so 10 seconds ago is always a moment ago. But let's say if we make it true, then now it is let's go to minutes now, and you can see 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, basically this thing is giving you a lot of things, like if you make it false, definitely there will be this 10 minutes ago and all. So yeah, I mean it can be really useful, like if you are dealing with time zone and all these things, then like if you want to show a history or order or something, then this can be really useful. Like this is definitely useful for me for my own use case, so that's why I have added it. Now let's talk about the VX pop-up menu, which is the new thing which has been added. So VX pop-up menu is basically using pop-up menu as an overlay. So if you have that situation, then it's gonna be really useful. So let me just tell you how it works. So for pop-up menu, you have to just have a very normal thing. Let's say if you want to use VX pop-up menu, you can just say VX pop-up menu. It takes a child, it takes a menu builder, and it takes a null click type. So for child, we can use, let's say some icon over here. Let's say icons dot add something can be there. And for click type, you can use VX click type. There are two types of click type. One is single click, one is long click. So whatever you prefer. If you want to long click on it, then pop-up menu will appear. If you want to single click, then the pop-up menu will appear. And for menu builder, so this is nothing but actually a builder, right? So you can have a container, let's say, okay, and in container you can have some color. Let's say colors dot white maybe, and let's add some padding as well. So you can have a padding, let's say, of 16, and you can see we have a plus icon over here, right? And this in this container, what I'll do, child it is asking for, so I can use a hstack, which is nothing but a row, and I can have, let's say, in this stack I can have an icon. Let's say icons dot chat. Okay, and then I can just say 10 dot width box, and then I can just say chat dot text dot make. And this is what you have to do. This is just it. And similarly, this is one icon. Okay, so for we have one chat, so similarly you can have multiple things here. And now we have all properties. So if I now try to click on this plus, okay, then you will see I have this this arrow on the top, and with this chat pop-up menu, and I can use a inkwell or something, and you can see it also darkens the background, so it looks like a chat. Okay, so there are property. Let's say if you want to change the arrow color, you can have colors dot white over here again to make it little bit good looking. So you can see you have the arrow. Okay, and if you want, you can even increase the arrow size. Let's say if I make it 50. Okay, that is too much, but you can see it will look ugly a little bit. But yeah, I mean, just wanted to show you that you can do things with this. Let's say let's give it some padding as well, this plus button, and now you can see on the top it is coming, because on the below there is no such space, right? So that's again the power of it. It has some weird behavior sometimes on web, but most of the time it works. So if you are at one particular position, then it will work. If you try to just do random stuff, then like try to change the orientation and all a lot of times, then it can behave differently. But I mean, if you are using the default values, then it will always gonna work. So pop-up menu, you can add more items to it. So this is just one example. If you want to use more items, so let's say if I copy this, okay, and if I create a column over here, so let's say I have a dot column or dot row, whatever, or dot v stack. So dot column and dot v stack are two same things which you can do. And let's copy this again. So if I click here, then you can see we have two items over here. Let's give it some height again here so that doesn't look bad. And yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. So pretty much good stuff which you can do with this pop-up menu. Now we have new extension methods for media query which has been added, and there are a lot of things. So if I show you, then basically what you can do now, I'll go here before this date time thing, and now I can use something called so if you see media query, so media query is there, context.mq, and you can use all the things which was there. And now you can also have context.theme or accent theme, accent color, scaffold. Okay, so scaffold state you can directly access from here. Similarly, you can have form states, like form is there, and you can use reset, save, and all those things which you have with form. So yes, you have like all these things there with you. So that's I think if you'll try by yourself, then only you can explore it more. We have something called new extension method for icon. And one thing which I want to explain here, that navigator, earlier we used to have context.nav, which can be confusing, so it is deprecated, and now you can use direct navigator. And with the navigator 2.0 now coming to the picture, I will add more good things related to navigator 2.0 to make your life even more easier. So that's something which you have to wait for. But yeah, that will coming to VelocityX for sure. So now let's talk about icon. So I showed you some icon, right? If I didn't show you, then let me just try to show you. One second. So if I go back here, then let's have an icon. Okay, so basically what has been done is, if you have an icon, let's say icons dot star, okay, then you have some extension methods for this as well. Let's say there is icon size which you can do. So directly you can say, let's say 50 over here, so that will again give you the same result. So icon is icon size. Similarly, so yeah, all the extension methods has been added for icon, like icon color. So if you want to say brown or blue 500, let's say, then you can see. So yeah, all these things has been added. Apart from that, I think there has been new new feature request which were like for container with constraint has been added. For text, there has been a lot of things added. So for text, I will definitely want to show you, but let's talk about the breaking changes, couple of breaking changes. So scroll vertical and scroll horizontal as a widget has been renamed to VX scroll vertical and VX scroll horizontal, so that it can have some consistency with the naming. And if you don't know, the stack like widget does not have this overflow property anymore with Flutter 1.22. So that's why it has been removed, and the normal clip behavior as none has been added. So yeah, that can affect your application if you are using VelocityX or even normal stack. Now let's talk about the final changes with text and all. So if you see this text, okay, context dot orientation, okay, so this text can have lot of other things now. So you can specify let's say there has been, like, if you want to ellipsize it, okay, you can now say ellipsize, And let's say if I have a width of this, so let's say I have a width of 10. Okay, then you will see this text has been ellipsized, right? So basically 10% of the width I am taking, so this text is ellipsized. Similarly, you have other properties as well, so you can see all the properties over here, right? So if you want to say overline, then it will have this overline text. Okay, and even if you want to say that overflow should be there, then you can just say dot overflow, and you can specify the text overflow type, so overflow dot clip, fade, and all these things. So if you want to specify like this, then also you can do it, or you can directly say dot clip will not work, but dot ellipse size will work, dot visible will work. So whatever you want to use, like it's all has been added. So this is one thing. Then there has been a new things like dot soft wrap, if you want to make it true or false, that has been added. If we go back, let's see what else is there. So maximum font size, minimum font size has been added. So wrap words, word spacing, text baseline, step, granularity, and all these things which has been inspired from auto size text. So VX text is basically in the background using auto size text, so that has been added as well. So if you see, let's say if this is ellipse size, okay, and the minimum, this is not visible because of the font size, so you can say the maximum font size you want is, let's say, 8. Then you will see, okay, this will throw an error because it cannot be less than some certain, like you have to specify some size. So basically the error is coming that, one second. So why this error is coming, if you see, it will tell you why this is coming. So you can see the minimum font size should not be less than the maximum font size. So we have to also say, the minimum font size should also be 8 here. It should not be less than that. Then you can see in the small that area, this has been like somehow adjusted. So yeah, minimum font size, max font size, if you want, let's say if I increase the max font size to 16, then you can see the 16. If I add 20, then it won't change because it does not require 20 as a maximum font size. Like maximum can be 20, but as of now it's fine because of the size. Okay, so yeah, all these things you can do. Then there is step, granularity. So when you exactly want to, so let's say if I say 10, it will again not work because of the constraint that it should be the multiple of the minimum font size. So if you say minimum font size, let's say if I say 5, then it should work, bro. So 5 upon, oh yes, so it should be like, let's say 10. So 10 will work, similarly 20 will work. So you can see, like there can be a lot of things which you can do now with this text. It is totally customizable. And similarly, now talk about box. So with box you can now have with constraints, where you can specify your box constraints. Similarly, with foreground decoration was not there, so that has been added, and with decoration was always there, so that has been added as well. So these are more or less the changes which has been added to VelocityX. There are a lot of documentation has been improved. So if you now go to pub.dev /VelocityX, if it will work, it should have some packages in the URL. So now VelocityX, if you see the scores, okay, it has been improved a lot, like now 110 by 110 points. And so here basically what advantage you get with this thing is that there are this API reference which you can check for documentation. Let's say something is not there on VelocityX website, then you can check this this libraries over here, and you have all the things over here. Okay, mostly things has been here. Let's say if you want to see the extensions, okay, card extension, so you can click here and you can see what you get here. Card, there is nothing much with card, but let's try with int extension. So you can see you have days, hours, microseconds, and all these properties which you can use with int for duration specifically. So yeah, so if you see this two method, that 3.26, lot of things which you can do with VelocityX, which I'm not covering in this video, but these are mostly the changes which has happened with this version. If you want more tutorials on VelocityX, then let me know. And guys, yeah, if you want to support responsive designs and all, then also I'm gonna upload a video also on it, and there has been other videos as well. And you can also check my talk from DevFest India YouTube channel for day 3. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button, subscribe to the channel right now, and go to this repository and give a star to VelocityX on GitHub. And similarly, go to pub and give a thumbs up, like here on pub you can just give a thumbs up over here, 164, let's say. So yeah, do those things to motivate people like me. And thanks for watching. Bye bye, take care, and press the bell icon to get future updates. See you in the next video. Bye bye.